Hey guys, Tyler Grant with Dynamic Training Strategies. I got Craig Douglas here from ShivWorks, Southnarc. We're here at Defensive Mindset at Lewisville, Texas. We just finished up a 2-day of Edge Weapons Overview, or EWO. Very great class, a lot of hands-on stuff. But Craig, you had something you want to talk about, right? Of when people come in, what they generally expect of how the class to go, or how they think they were able to react in certain situations.
Yeah, we were talking about this, and I think the question you posed to me is, how do people come in here? What's a common, maybe misconception about the coursework? And here's what happens. I think probably my coursework is probably some of the more well-reviewed and well-researched coursework that people come and take. You know, there's a lot of student posted video all over YouTube now after 13 years of being on the road, and they look at this, and without having a base of experience, they make assumptions about what they will or what they won't do. They come in there with a plan, and a video is flat, a video is sterile, and it's just not the same as actually coming in here. And I think the biggest misconception I see is that people look at the evolutions, whether it's the ECQC course or EWO, they see the 2-on-1s and the groundwork and things like that, and they say, well, I would just do this. And as we know, that sounds good until you're in it.
Yes. I know with me having a little bit of martial arts background, the MMA, BJJ, just a little bit of wrestling, and will knowledge and guns and stuff. Knives has always kind of been scary for me. I know we talked about that in the debrief. Didn't carry a knife a long time. Ian Streambick from Freedom Hill Gear helped me out with that problem, and now I'm carrying one of your clinch picks, and I like it a lot. It's small, concealable, and very easy to access. So my biggest takeaway is, for what I see a lot of training out there, it's just completely training out of context, and they're training in their, not necessarily lane, but I'm trying to get at, but whatever goes along with their methodology and philosophy.
Yeah, so it's probably a confirmation bias. In other words, they have a preset notion of how this works, okay, and the way they train and the way they validate the content supports what they do. Like you see, in the evolutions that I do, there really aren't any rules. I mean, we have rules for safety, obviously, okay, but for the most part, the evolutions, which are the validation exercises for the day's training, are non-consensual, they're competitive, where everyone has freedom of motion, opposing will, and intention. So when you do things in a free-form, unscripted way like that, I think it's a more honest appraisal of a system's validity, and it's a more honest appraisal of the student themselves as far as where they stand. We saw a lot of people today who have conditioning issues. It's really not an issue of their technical acumen, but they just simply don't have the strength or the cardio to be able to execute the techniques, and certainly can't stay in anything anaerobic for maybe more than 10 seconds.
I know with me, with training and weightlifting and CrossFit and all endurance stuff, I got winded. I got tired just the amount of volume throughout the day. And you said this is your most physical class. And guys, to make it easier for you, train some like BJJ, wrestling, some of that no-gi stuff, but work out, lift heavy things, be able to put them up and down many times, and be able to breathe under duress.
Yeah.
So
that's the basis, I think. We can get someone more technically proficient, but if we don't have a base to work with, then I don't care how technically proficient you are. If you're not strong enough, if you gas out within 10 seconds, the root word of all these things that we talk about, gunfight, knife fight, is still fight. So, and they're all athletic events that require that you take care of yourself.
Funny you say that. I ask students all the time, especially with my hand-to-hand stuff. I say, is fighting requiring athleticism? And a lot of times I hear no. And the reasoning is, well, another person may be more athletic or not. By someone being more athletic doesn't mean the whole situation doesn't require athleticism. The other person is better off because they have more athleticism, they train, they have the strength, and etc. So, Greg, I just want to appreciate letting me come out and train, man.
Yeah, it's always good seeing you, young man.
Guys, I fully endorse this stuff. Craig and I have sidebar conversations. We don't agree 100% on things, but man, we're all going north, and I think we disagree on maybe like 1% of stuff, maybe. So, guys, if you think you're good with ground stuff, you think you're good with shooting, but you never combine everything in one sitting, take this class. Because if you don't, you're missing out on what you could potentially, how potentially good you can be. Guys, I'm Tyler Grant with Dynamic Training Strategies. You got Mr. Southnarc right here at the Defensive Mindset in Lewisville, Texas. Stay safe. Can't wait to see you on the range.